Growing up right next door, my parents still live in the backyard of the firehouse, but my dad was an active member for 30 years. He was on from 1979 until 2009. I'm a third generation firefighter here, and now I have 22 years on myself and hopefully a lot of years to come.
I remember always as a kid, Dad, pager would go off and he'd race to the station in his truck, and I would hop on my bicycle and race to the station, and been around the fire service my whole life. My great-grandpa was on the fire department for 50 years. My grandpa did it for 50 years. My dad did it for over 52 years, so I'm fourth generation.
I am a third generation. So my father, grandfather, our family has 10, 11 people that have served in the fire service.
Pretty much so, been here since I was 6, but 34 years I've been on the department. I'm the third, and then my son is also on, so he's fourth.
My stepdad was on, his father, before him, his father, Albert, and then his father, Albert H. Steele, their father, John, let's see here, Fred, great-great-great-grandfather, I think that's how far back, something like that. Picture in the station here of the old ladder wagon. He actually built that wagon that we used to have.
For us to have 4 generations on the Slinger Fire Department is pretty remarkable. It's just part of my DNA, I guess.
Ready? Ready. Go, go, go!
Today is, there's a RIT training going on behind us in the bay. RIT is Rapid Intervention Teams. It's a group of specially trained firefighters to go into a burning building to save one of our own.
Go! Ready? Go!
Whether he might fall through the floor, have a cardiac arrest, a collapse of a building. We have everybody from full-time departments here, from Milwaukee and Sheboygan, to volunteer departments from all over Washington County and the state of Wisconsin.
Depending on the type of call, if it's a fire or a car accident or rescue, you're thinking about everything in your head. If this happens, then what do you do? Or if that happens, what do you do? Kind of what I need to think of to keep my crew safe. If it's a fire, what kind of fire is it? Are we going interior? Are we going to be exterior? If it's a car accident, how many cars do we have to stabilize?
You can never prepare for what you might see, and so you really need to be able to do anything and everything, and you try to prepare for it all, but you won't be prepared for it all, because there's always something new that'll come at you.
Interior to command, Mayday, Mayday, firefighter down.
Here at Slinger Fire Department, we are a 100% volunteer fire department. So everybody comes down here because they want to come down here.
The advantages of being a volunteer fire department like this is you're getting a lot of the skill sets and expertise from people who have other jobs. And they can bring that expertise to the fire department. Like ourselves, we're in the transportation business, and we haul hazardous materials, so we understand those components when we're dealing with them on a fire scene. We have people that are in the construction industry, electricians and heating and air conditioning, and all that experience and knowledge comes into this fire department when we get a call.
Ready, go!
The Mulch Fire, which happened, it's going to be 2 years ago coming up. It was a company that makes wood pallets, and they grind up the old pallets and turn it into mulch.
We had received a call of a reported structure fire at a place that we go to very frequently. They had a wood burner that was used to heat the building, and when they would fire up the wood burner, it would smoke, and there was a light there that looked like flames. So it very, very frequently would get called in. When I got into my truck and I got to the end of the block, I could see the smoke, and at that point we knew that it wasn't just a false alarm. The mulch was there for approximately 3 years, so it was very dry and kindle, and it burned very rapidly. I would probably relate it to at least 4 or 5 football fields worth of mulch. So besides all the resources that we need to take care of the mulch pallets in the 2 buildings, we also had to deal with the grass that was on fire and prevent it from getting to the neighborhood that was behind.
That call was something that we've never had before. It was so hot and so big, we tried everything we could, even using backhoes.
We had approximately 59 agencies from all over the state. As far as an hour and a half to 2 hours away, some of the vehicles were coming to help us. We had agencies from all over the state that responded in and worked just as one seamless fire department. We had businesses and residents dropping off food to feed the firefighters.
The community even put out coolers of water by all the hydrants where we filled so they could just thank the firefighters for helping us all out from all over the state.
There is no way that you could manage or run a call like that yourself. The more that you train together and work together and communicate together, the better that response gets.
So this is a truck that we normally use for car fires, car accidents. It has all the JAWS units on it and dumpster fires, and it's also our second engine for structure fires. This is amazing. When lights and sirens are on, it's pretty cool watching this. It's like just partying. Everything just moves to the side and they let you go through. The cops are over there. To me, being a firefighter is family. It's a different type of family that you don't understand and know until you become a firefighter.
You know, the pager goes off and we come down here and we respond, and you're inevitably going to potentially someone's worst day. Either they're in a car accident or some of their properties on fire. You know, we're going to their worst day. Sometimes they're very successful outcomes, or sometimes they're not great outcomes, and we as a fire department and a group, you go through those ups and those downs, and you do it together.
It was a Saturday morning, and we had a call for a CO call. Our command vehicle, which normally goes out first, loaded up with 2 guys and took off to the scene, and my driver happened to be Jeff that day. I grabbed my gear, hopped in the front seat of the officer's side of the truck. These guys were in the back, and I looked over at Jeff and I said, "All right, we're ready to go." And Jeff just looked at me and basically went unconscious on us.
I got my gear on, I went to the engine, and I hit the ignition, and that's the last I remember.
I yelled for Jason. I said, "Get Jeff." He was already starting to turn gray in color. He stopped breathing, his heart stopped. We had him out of the truck within probably 20 seconds of him going down.
Yeah, I don't even remember getting out. I just remember next thing I know, his head is in my arms and we're lowering him down to the ground.
I called county requesting Lifestar. You're looking right at him and you're trying to get him back and wanting him to get back. Because we were all like saying his name, like, "Come on, Jeff, get back. Come on, stay with us." We're so used to responding to calls, CPR calls, where the person's already down for a while, and then you start doing CPR. It's way different when you're the first ones doing CPR. You see it happen.
Continuous CPR the whole time.
Yeah.
One person was doing CPR, and then somebody else was cutting the shirt off, somebody was getting the airway.
I will say, in the moment, I didn't really think too much about what was going on. It was more training that just took over. And all right, I know we need airway, I know we need to start CPR, I know we gotta get his gear off, cut his shirt open and just go, and everybody just did something. It wasn't until the moment was over and we started to come back to the station, it really hit you like, holy crap, what just happened?
I didn't realize that our other engine left for that CO call yet, because that was the furthest thing from my mind.
Unfortunately, while they were dealing with Jeff, we still had a rescue that we had to go to. We ended up having to get a truck together and leave. Probably one of the hardest things I've ever done is leave a fellow firefighter behind, knowing they're in cardiac issue at that point or an MI, and had to leave and actually still help someone else. So,
Chief Kaler and one of our battalion chiefs went down there, and I came back to the station to make sure everything was ready to go for protecting our area, because even though that was happening, we still had to protect our territory. So.
It was sudden cardiac arrest, yes. My brother's doing CPR and just amazing. I knew the fellow firefighters had my back, but that just ensured it even more, because I'm usually not the one that, I'm not gonna ask for help. But to see them pulling together for their brother, you know, so. But I would do the same for any one of them, so.
It's pretty cool that we can all sit back here and say that we saved a life that day, and it's one of our own brothers. That's the best part.
Last fall, before this all happened, I took an EMR class. Survival rate is like 10%, but it's even higher odds the quicker you start CPR and the quicker you get a defibrillator. So I believe all these steps that happened that day with CPR within minutes and the paramedic within minutes saved my life. I didn't want this one situation to just end what I love doing. I love coming down here, I love volunteering, I love helping people in their time of need. Community is a lot to me. They're there supporting me and I'm gonna give it right back. So teaching them on life-saving techniques, I'll do it in a heartbeat.
What it means to me to be a volunteer firefighter is that ability to help people in their time of need and when they need it the most, and to give back to a community that we live in, we work here, and this is our foundation, and to be able to support it in a way when there's emergencies and disasters and fire calls is very important.
What does it mean? It means that I get to drive these really big, bright, loud trucks really fast through town.
No faster than the speed limit, of course.
That's right. It's about giving back. Oh yeah, we get people after calls, they'll thank us. You get the baked goods, the cookies, the little kid thank you cards with the fire trucks drawn on them and stuff.
Do a lot of public education stuff. We do a lot of stuff in the schools. We have National Night Out. We do our open house. So all of those things are building community. How is the Slinger Fire Department part of the Village of Slinger, and how the Village of Slinger part of us? And all of those things we do, I think, ties into getting membership and getting more people to join the department, because they see what we are doing outside of just going on fire calls, and you know, really makes you feel good and is a great way to be part of the community. It feels like home, and a lot of people go to college and go places and for whatever reason find their way back, and some people never leave. It's the true hometown. It's a place where some of those people that grew up in Slinger and spent time here, their kids are now living here, and that fire department values, that serving the community, that volunteership is being passed down to generations. And I got 2 kids now that are 6 and 4, and you know, they'd rather spend more time at the firehouse than anywhere else. So
I would say that being part of the Village of Slinger Fire Department here, it has allowed me to let my light shine with, hey, this is what we do. And yeah, we don't get paid, but what we do is priceless, because we're helping people when they need help the most.